Hi, this is Brian with Benevolent Honey. My wife and I started beekeeping this year. We currently have 4 hives. And we discovered this summer that some raider bees had moved in, actually into a tree next to where we park. And so this is me doing an examination of the hive inside the tree with an endoscope, watching it and recording it via Wi-Fi to my cell phone. At this point, the hive had been there about a week. We'd set up a hive next to it in order to help feed them because they were raiding our other hives. This is a look inside the tree. And unfortunately I could not get the endoscope in far enough to see where they were establishing comb and brood and honey. Even so, we don't want to kill these bees despite the fact that they're raiding our other hives. So our goal became to capture the hive. And what we learned is that in order to do this, we're going to need a bee vacuum. We don't have a bee vacuum, so we're going to have to fabricate one. And I'm not that handy with tools. We only have a limited number, and so decided to go with as many off-the-shelf parts as we could, using this little shop vac from Amazon, not using most of the accessories that come with it. Picking up a bucket, along with a lid that together will serve as our bee capture chamber, and then getting some accessories. We didn't know what we would need, so we got a whole kit, when in reality all we needed was the connector and the hose itself in order to finish out our bee vacuum. Of course, we needed a few more items that we had on hand, including some duct tape, a small nut and bolt, some paint that we used for thread locking the nut, a plastic card, some clear plastic, and some bubble wrap. The tools that we used included a Sharpie marker, a drill bits, a rotary tool, much like a Dremel. We have Win brand, and then some rotary tool grinding bits. And this is what the finished product looked like. Fairly light, compact, easy to move around. So with the bucket, we started off by tracing the outline of the holes that we needed to cut into it to insert the various attachments, and we used the rotary tool to grind out those holes to the shape we needed. As we don't want to suck bees into the actual vacuum, we have the capture chamber into which has been inserted one of the wand attachments, and in that wand attachment we've drilled a couple hundred holes. Each of these holes is small enough that it won't suck up a bee, and because we have so many holes, none of the holes provide enough suction to actually capture any of the bees individually. The end of the wand meant for other attachments sticks out of the side of the bucket, and we just covered the hole there with some duct tape. Note that the suction wand is placed higher in the chamber than the inlet hose, and that the inlet hose is being attached to the chamber by the connector that came with it. The next modifications are to the lid, or the cover of the capture chamber. These modifications include a window that is made from the soda bottle plastic that's held in place with duct tape. That way we can peer inside and see what's going on with the bees. And the most critical modification to the lid is a suction relief valve. It's a hole cut into the top, over which a credit card has been placed as a cover that can be opened up, allowing some suction relief so the bees are not sucked into the chamber quite so violently. And here was the final product, just before the first testing. Here we're using some foam earplugs to act as bee analogs to be sucked into the chamber. We're just going to line them up on the ground and suck them up with the wand. Here I'm powering up the vacuum for the first time. Note how the lid sucks down until I provide some relief by opening the suction valve. The lid pops up again, showing the reduced suction. Here come the bee analogs. You can see some debris in the chamber that's been sucked up, and the bee analogs dropping into the chamber without a whole lot of force, hitting against the back wall on occasion. However, because it did hit against the back wall, I decided to add some padding, in this case some bubble wrap, which is being held in place with some duct tape to provide the padding for the bees. With a little luck, our next video will be a field test of the bee vacuum, hopefully with a successful bee abscond from the tree noted at the start of the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.